The Monster Below, Nightfall by Greenback, read by Deathlight, Chapter 3, To Meet the Moon. I tear down the road as fast as I can, feeling as if the weight of the world has fallen off my shoulders. I want to shout and jump for the sheer joy of being free once more, of having the past 3 years finally behind me. Ahead of me is a new life, one that I can shape any way I want, free from the mistakes of my past. I'm getting ahead of myself, gotta calm down. The future is bright and full of promise, but I need to take things one step at a time. First step is to get to the train station. In their last letter, my parents said they'd be waiting for me there. That's where I'll go. Dust flies into the air as I run even faster. It isn't long at all before we reach the enormous stone checkpoint separating Canterlot from the mountains. Thankfully, the Night Watch has been alerted to my presence. It only takes a moment for them to allow me through into the city itself. Oh, to walk on the streets again. Lamps illuminate the night, guiding me as I go down the cobblestone streets. All but skipping as seeing all the stores, bars, the nightlife all around me. Everything feels so alive. I want to spend all night running about and looking into each and every one of these stores, but that can wait. There's 2 ponies I've waited 2 years to see. The streets of Canterlot pass by in a blur, and in no time at all I reach the train station. There are few ponies out at this time of night, and no trains upon the tracks. The nearby schedule shows all the trains that are supposed to come in throughout the night, and there's only one listed, the Midnight Express from Salamanca on the platform 10. I dash through the station halls, counting the platform numbers as they zipped by. Platform 6, 7, 8, there it is! I make a quick stop, turn right, and shoot through the doorway to platform 10. It's deserted. I glance down the tracks, reveal no indication that a train's on its way. For almost 10 minutes, I wait, fidgeting and anxious for something, anything to happen. An announcement that the train is on its way, a sign going up saying that it's been delayed, anything. At least, I wouldn't be stuck waiting in limbo. At long last, I faintly hear a train whistle in the distance. A massive engine car emerges from the darkness a minute later, coming to a stop with a heavy shudder. Doors open and dozens of ponies pour onto the platform, immediately veiled by the steam billowing from the engine. I couldn't make out anyone around me. Are my parents even on this train? They had to be. They wouldn't have missed this for anything, not even a summons from the princesses themselves. The fog-like steam filling the platform finally dissipated. Most of the ponies have already moved off the platform, and only a few remained. Wait, there they are! My parents climb out of the last car, their suitcases magically hovering beside them. They're tired, weary, and hurry onto the platform. They don't notice me, taking a moment to catch their bearings. Both excited and anxious, having dreamed of this moment for so long. But then they looked over to me, the only other pony on the station. Our eyes met. Suitcases fell to the floor, and my parents ran to me. I ran to them, and we finally hit, legs wrapping around each other, squeezing more tightly than ever before. We didn't speak. We couldn't even talk. My mom didn't even try, as she practically smothers me with kisses. I didn't push her away. She waited 2 years for this moment, and so have I. And so too has Dad. Like most Dians, he isn't one to openly show displays of affection. But for a moment like this, he didn't care, and embraces me as hard as Mom. Oh, Celestia, it's so good to see you again, Silverspeak. I can't stop smiling, nor can I stop the tears from falling. It's good to see you too, Dad. I'm so sorry we're late. Mom says as we went down the platform. The train was delayed back in Salalanka, had some problems with the engine. And your father and I were worried sick that we weren't gonna make it in time for... Mom, it's alright. You're here. That's all that matters. I smile. You have no idea how long I've dreamed of this moment. Or how long we've dreamed of it. Dad says... Heading up some stairs, my parents and I reach the station's main terminal. And we go out into the city streets. Silverspeak, this is your first day of freedom. What do you want to do first? I've had far too long to contemplate the question. Let's head to the palace. Palace? You mean the royal palace? As in the place where the princesses live? The very same. Grabbing one of Dad's suitcases, I trot down the streets. Remember that one letter I wrote you? About how I have a job waiting for me? Why not spend our first night together in my new home? My parents glanced at each other for a split second, then hurry after me. If there's one thing all ponies want, it's the chance to visit the home of Princess Celestia and Princess Luna. And to have a private room of their very own in the palace. Even if only for a night, it's an opportunity no one can pass up. For an hour, my parents and I head up through Candlelight's many streets, passing buildings that grew slightly more elaborate and ornate, built from polished marble and other fine minerals. By the time we reach the final level and the enormous staircase leading to the palace itself, Mom and Dad were having to stop more and more frequently and take shorter breaks. Are you two okay? I asked, to my jubilation tinged with the fear that our reunion was going to be interrupted with a visit to the hospital. Mom chuckles. Just got a bit of old age catching up to us. When Mom and Dad recovered, the three of us continued on. It takes another 10 minutes before we finally emerge onto the very top of Candlelight itself. Roads and sidewalks giving way to grass and a flowing river fed by a towering waterfall. It's beautiful, but I'm focused on what lies before me. And I can barely keep myself from freaking out. I never thought I'd see it, much less get so close I could almost reach out and touch it. But this is no dream. I'm standing before the gates of the royal palace. Lit by Luna's moon, the white walls of the palace seem to glow, as if barely containing the beauty of what lies within its halls. The multiple towers and spires stretch high into the sky, banners and flags billowing in the gentle wind. I stare at it all, mesmerized, unable to take my eyes away. Dad taps me on the shoulder. You okay there, Silverspeak? Oh, yes, who am I kidding? This is amazing! I pause, taking a deep breath to try to calm myself. Now, they're probably expecting me, but not the two of you, so I should go first. Mom and Dad nod and get in line behind me. I make my way towards the drawbridge, which is watched over by 3 squads of royal guards. It's unnerving to see so many pairs of eyes locked onto me from beneath those helms. So I'm careful to go slow and to keep my posture non-threatening. As we reach the bridge, one of the guards steps forward and holds out a hoof. Halt. A unicorn in ornate armor comes up to us. State your business, please. My name is Silverspeak, and I was just released from prison. 2 years ago, Princess Luna said if I desired it, I could have a job as a writer for the court after I was released. The guard brings up a scroll and looks it over. And who are these two? My parents. He checks the list again. You are allowed inside, Mr. Silverspeak, but your parents are not on the list. I'll have to ask them to wait here. Mom and Dad are disappointed, but they nod, understanding. I'll be back as soon as I can. Oh, don't rush things. We're in no hurry. As the other guard guides my parents to a bench, my guard starts across the bridge. I follow him, almost hopping up and down in excitement. I'm one of the lucky ponies allowed to cross the bridge to enter the dwelling of divinity itself. The palace gates towered over me as I passed through into the cavernous lobby beyond. We passed through so many halls, rooms, and passages that I lost track of which way we've gone. If our pony wasn't careful and the directions mounted on the halls weren't present, it could easily get lost here, possibly for days. I get hopelessly lost too if it weren't for the guard knowing where to go. I followed him slowly as I could politely manage, admiring all the statues, draperies, and the artwork that adorned the palace. Passing by dozens of royal guards, attendees, and all manners of other workers. I glance into every room I can, catching sight of experiments, rooms packed with scrolls, and even spas. There are so many doors I want to go through, and so many chambers I want to explore. Who knows what kind of secrets and treasures are behind them? But precious works of art are what excite me the most. Each step brings me closer to the fabled throne room, and if I'm being led there, it would only be for one reason. I grin, my mind racing, eagerly wondering what will happen when the princess and I finally meet face to face. When I finally meet Celestia herself for the very first time. There's a struggle not to implode with joy. After all, it wouldn't be proper of me to launch into fanboy mode after meeting the Rule of Equestria herself. I'm sure she's mad countless ponies have done exactly that. But I need to be proper, professional, and courteous. Need to make a first impression after all, and once I've made the pleasure of her acquaintance, I can finally ask her for an autograph, and see if I can get a picture of us together that I can put into the frame of the finest wood, and post in my room and gaze longing at it for hours upon end, and I shake my head. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, calm down. You can be excited. But remember, you're a professional writer, not a fanboy. You're not going to freak out. At least, I hope not. Being in Celestia's presence might make me act in a way I can't predict. And, oh, who am I kidding? I have a right to be excited. I'm going to see the princesses. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so amazing. I can't wait to... I slap myself. The guard looks back. Bug, I say. Sighing, the guard turns into a small rotunda, and we enter what looks like an information center. At the center is an enormous circular desk, similar to the information desk at the Manhattan Library. But the pony here seems friendly enough, unlike the last librarian I met. I'm escorted to a desk. The pony behind it looks up from something she was scribbling into a piece of paper. Name? Silverspeak. The quill stops. The pony looks me over, curious. So, this is the infamous Silverspeak, instigator of the Manhattan incident? I nod. The pony studies me for a few moments longer, then looks at some papers before her, flipping through them. Your timing is impeccable, Silverspeak. We're going to dispatch a messenger to bring you here, but you had already left by the time you arrived. What do you mean? The pony indicates the hubbub around us. The princesses want to see you as soon as possible. Why? Not sure. There are rumors of something happening on our borders, but nothing's been confirmed. Celestia and Lena will be telling you themselves. She turns her attention to my escort. take Silver Speak to the sanctuary. Nodding, the guard hurries away, and I struggle to keep up, puzzled. Something's happening on our border? An invasion of some kind, maybe. The guard leads the way deeper into the palace. We soon leave the fancy hallways and enter into a series of smaller, more Spartan halls made from gray stone. Though it's not cold or unpleasant to be in, it's clear that this place is not meant to be visited by the public. We reach a door flanked by 2 guards. They check my escort's papers, scan both of us, and then unlock the door with their magic, and join us in heading down a steep staircase. The door behind us swings shut and locks with a loud click. The deep shaft stops at a locked door, one too ornate and elegant to lead into a squalid, moldy dungeon. It opens, revealing a golden elevator built into a shaft of polished stone. We walk in and descend into the earth, the well-oiled gears and mechanisms gliding upon the rails as we rode down for a good 5 minutes. The elevator comes to a stop and opens up to reveal yet another hallway of sparkling stones, and a door built of reflective brass. The torches flicker as the guards take their positions on both sides of the door. "We will wait for you here," my escort says. The guards' horns light up and the doors glide open. It takes everything I have to keep from gasping. The passage beyond is formed from crystal. Golden crystals, to be precise, glowing from within as if lit by miniature suns. I touch the wall and the light spreads away from my hoof. Oh, that's so amazing. I could spend hours there, marveling at the beauty surrounding me. In any other situation I would, if not for the other set of brass doors at the end. They silently glide open at my approach, granting me access to the room beyond. I thought nothing could top the beauty of the Golden Hall, but I was wrong. The chamber before me isn't a room, it's a cathedral of blue and gold marble, softly lit by several chandeliers. What is this place? A place of worship? Something left over from Equestria's early days? Something else? I head to the back wall. Well, wall isn't exactly correct. Most of it is taken up by an ornate circular window, almost 30 feet in diameter. Beyond is a massive cavern filled with countless waterfalls that plunge into the abyss below me. Yet, the thunder of the roaring water is muted by the glass, making this the perfect place for those seeking respite from a busy and chaotic life. Perhaps this is a retreat for the palace staff? No, that can't be it. The place down here is too well guarded. If ordinary ponies aren't lucky to come down here, that means... Greetings, Silver Speak. I freeze. It's her. I turn, keeping my face to the ground. A hoof comes into my vision. The blue skin and crystal horseshoe match to the color of the carpet. You may rise. Taking a deep breath, I stand and look into the face of Princess Luna. She's just like I remember her, untouched by the passage of time. I bow my head ever so slightly. It's an honor to meet you again, Your Highness. Luna smiles. I'm glad it's under more pleasant circumstances. I nod, pleased that I'm managing to keep myself together. Having met Luna before, it's easy not to freak out. But will I be able to do so if the other princess arrives? I glance about as tactfully as I can. If you are looking for my sister, I'm afraid she's not here. My heart sinks, but I was told that. I am afraid that the palace staff have not been told everything that has happened for the past few days. Luna's horn glows and the massive doors silently close. I apologize for bringing you here, but we must speak without fear of being overheard. If you don't mind me asking, Your Highness, where are we exactly? You're in the Alcor Sanctuary. It is where my sister and I have retreated for rejuvenation when we need it. It is our private place. Luna smiles again. It is also a place that few have ever seen. If I could beam, I'd outshine every candle in Canterlot. Those who come here, however, only do so in dark times. What I'm about to tell you must not leave this room, Silverspeak. If it were to escape to the general population, the resulting panic would undermine our efforts to keep everyone safe. Luna's horn lights up, and several crystals embedded in the walls emit a faint glow. I recognize them. They're the same type Beatbreaker used to prevent eavesdropping after Mengus broke into Metacomp HQ. But these are much bigger and more powerful. Luna walks to a nearby pool, and I quickly follow behind her. The world has changed since you left Manhattan 2 years ago, Silverspeak. The Luna's Metacomp reduced set off a firestorm of controversy and competition. Other companies began their attempts at limb replacements, but all of them failed for one reason or another, except one. Her horn lights up and a magical hologram of a skyscraper hovers over the water. It's big and fancy, no different from other business towers in Manhattan, except for the strange metallic decorations on the outside. The company's called Tech Inc. and is producing their own limbs with the most advanced technology available. What about Metacomp? Are they out of business? Metacomp is still operating, though they're no longer the dominant player in the field of medical prosthetics. They use genetics and organic tissues to create limbs and minor organs. But Tech Inc. has focused on limbs of metal and steel. The image shifts and the skyscraper is replaced with a pony's leg. But it's not like any leg I've ever seen. It's made of metal with rods, pistons, and tightly coiled wire. At the moment, Tech Inc. only creates legs. But it's only a matter of time before they begin research on other limbs. But it's not the only thing they can create. They're using their technology to create all manners of devices. Ones that do not require electricity or magic to work. A barrage of images shoot past me, showing all numbers of appliances, vehicles, and items I don't recognize. Our society is changing, Silverspeak. We're now entering the age of technology. It hasn't arrived yet, but you can see it on the horizon. The display vanishes. I want to see more of those fascinating devices. But Luna's clearly building up to something. Your Highness, what exactly does all this have to do with me? Rumors have grown that Tech Inc. is currently working on several secret projects. Many believe they're working on wings and horns. But I believe they might be using their technology for a more dangerous purpose. Why do you believe that? Luna sighs. My sister and I have seen this before. Whenever a new company or group comes up with a new technology, there are those who want to use that technology for selfish reasons, and others are inevitably hurt. I do not want to believe the worst, but I fear Tech Inc. will do the same thing. And that is where you come in. I want you to go to Tech Inc. headquarters and find out exactly what they're working on, and if the rumors have any merits. Luna's horn lights up once more, and a small display appears over the water, revealing, well, what looks like an enormous orb built out of steel and glass flying through the sky, shoving clouds aside as it moves along. This is Tech Inc. headquarters, which they have dubbed Genesis. It houses their research facilities, factories, and living quarters for those who stay on board. You will be my eyes and ears, inspecting the city from top to bottom to see what Tech Inc. is working on. and to ensure they're not hiding weapons or other foul things. And as an official envoy for my sister and I, you will have access to any and all areas that would be otherwise blocked off. Once you have completed your searches, you will report your findings to me. That's it? Luna nods. If there are weapons, I would dispatch the appropriate agents to deal with them. It is one thing to create tools for self-defense, but if they're building weapons that could harm thousands, they must be stopped. This sounds like an easy enough task, and certainly more interesting than writing papers, but something doesn't feel right. Your Highness, why ask me to go? Why not someone else with more experience and diplomatic skills? Luna is silent for a moment. Her horn lights up once again, and the image of a tiny town appears between us. Are you familiar with this place, so to speak? I study the image. No, I'm not. This is our most remote outpost on the Equestrian border, and it was attacked by changelings a week ago. Wait, that can't be. Changelings have been our allies since... Before you ask, they're not allied with Thorax. We captured one of them and learned that it's allied with Queen Chrysalis. Chrysalis? Then you mean... Yes, she's moving against us once more. From what we've learned, she's raised a new army. One that is small in number, but is already infiltrating Equestria as we speak. What? The changeling we captured told us that others have been infiltrating every level of society, and has been doing so for months. My sister and I have already dispatched our best agents to find them, but it won't be easy. And for all we know, even more of Chrysalis's changelings are sneaking into Equestria every day. My heart hammers away, and sweat forms on my brow. Are you sure about this, Your Highness? Chrysalis's last attack was decades ago. She must be dead by now. I wouldn't be so sure. Changeling monarchs can live for hundreds of years, and time spent in hibernation can extend that even further. And if she had heard of teching, then she might be trying to sneak in and acquire any weapons they're making. If she has, we must know. What about Thorax? Could he find her or his changelings? I discussed the matter with him last night. To avoid any misunderstandings or us harming his subjects by mistake, he has called all of them to his hive until the crisis is past. And the bears? They dispatched last night to seek out Chrysalis and stop her, with my sister accompanying them. But if they fail, it's my responsibility to ensure Equestria's safety and protect it from any threats. She looked to me. You, Silverspeak, know how far someone can go to accomplish a dream, and the danger such a quest can bring. A thought comes to me. She might want me for my experience in how individuals can be obsessed with getting what they want. But that wouldn't be the only reason. Your Highness, do you want me to use my talents? To persuade Tekking to tell me everything? She nods. With all due respect, Your Highness, I've had my fill of manipulating ponies to get what I want. I don't want to go down that path again. And I hope you don't have to. But if you do not wish to become involved in this, I understand. But how could I not become involved? If Chrysalis and her brood are sneaking into the cities and society itself, then she must be prepared for war. I cannot risk having my parents become some of their victims. I have a chance to help stop a war before it begins. And if I don't help, the changelings will spread across Equestria, ruining countless lives and wreaking havoc amongst countless innocent ponies. I have to do something. Celestia would do something. I'll do it, Your Highness. Luna smiles, relieved. Excellent. She heads towards the exits. You will leave today. Tekking only allows guests during their annual science convention. It begins tomorrow, and I want you to arrive before the vendors and guests. Your Highness, if I may ask, can I bring my parents with me? After what you told me, I'd feel safer knowing that they're close to me, so I can keep an eye on them. Luna considers the question for a long moment. Very well, they may go, but they will not be able to join you on your investigations. Nor are you to tell them anything I reveal to you. Is this understood? I nod, but Luna's not done. And with regards to your talent, while your gift is powerful, you are only to use it with my approval. She glares at me. Is that understood? I struggle not to shake as I nod. I've seen Luna face down Mingus Bluehorn without breaking a sweat. And I've seen her disappointed, but this unnerves me. But how am I supposed to ask? I say, trying to change the subject. You'll be given a tool to help you accomplish that. We head to the doors and Luna swings them open. Gather your parents and I'll dispatch a carriage to take you to the airfield in 2 hours. Time is short and we must move quickly. I nod and make my way to the hall. Silverspeak? I stop and turn. Yes, Your Highness? Thank you for accepting this assignment. I know it may be uncomfortable for you, but it gives us all a chance to have something good come from what happened in Manhattan. I nod and leave the sanctuary, making my way back to the elevator. Luna's tone left no doubt that there was no time to waste, and I left the palace as quickly as I can to reach the main halls. It was tempting to linger and see all the beautiful things the palace had to offer, but there simply isn't time. As I return to the apartment complex, I wonder how to break the news to my parents that we were going on a trip. They'll probably be baffled that we were only here for a day. But upon learning that it's based upon the orders of Princess Luna, I don't think they'll raise a fuss. Reaching my apartment, I open the door and sneak inside as quietly as I can. Hopefully they're still asleep, and I can catch at least another half hour shut-eye before... Silverspeak, is that you? Mom enters the room, an apron around her chest, and a skillet of eggs hovering beside her. What are you doing home so early? Did the interview go well? Please tell me it went well. Actually, it did, but I'll explain later. I cut through the living room on my way to the bedroom. Dad's eating his own breakfast at the table, with his own matching set of dark bags under his eyes. Hey kiddo, what's got you so charged up? Don't tell me the princess threw you out. Entering my room, I open my shelves and pull out what few clothes I have. No, they just gave me a new job. I have to leave the city in a few hours. I'd like the TV to come with me. What? But we just got here. I toss my clothes into a suitcase. Trust me, it'll be worth it. Mom peeks inside. The only reason you'd be leaving is if something big was happening. I close the suitcase. Yes, you could say that.